Entry 9, Chapter 7, Trail-Glazer. Somewhere in the distance, there was a snail. His name was Ralph, and Ralph was a wolf snail. He was more active than your average snail, so he liked to go on walks. And today, he decided to venture up into the mountains. Mountains were serene and awe-inspiring, even atop the sunset or sunrise, on a cloudy day such as today. As he neared the entrance of a cave, he could pick up the scent of multiple fellow gastropods. Upon entering the cave, he could hear the distressing sound of someone pleading. Ralph hurried forward to investigate. Might think that it would take him a while to get there, but a wolf snail is much speedier than your average snail. At the end of the cave, he found 3 leopard slugs corralling a cowering anthropomorphic slug. "I'm sorry," she explained. "I didn't know this cave was occupied. I'll get out of here as soon as you let me leave. Please don't harass me." Ralph, being the righteous gastropod that he was, took upon himself to help the victim in trouble. He approached the slugs and attempted to convince the slugs to let her pass. The leopard slugs, territorial as they are, would not comply. With no other options left, Ralph resolved to force them out. Leopard slugs may be aggressive at times, but not even 3 large leopard slugs will trifle with the hungry wolf snail. Ralph flexed his radula to intimidate them. Soon enough, the nervous slugs begrudgingly left the cave to seek a new lodging. "Thank you, little snail," replied the anthropomorphic slug. "I thought I was going to get Ras." She leaned down to his level. "Ma," she exclaimed as she gave him a smooch. "I'm Jacqueline Flapjack, or just Jackie for short. What are you doing at this cloudy hour?" Being that Jackie was a fellow gastropod, she could understand gastropod language. "Ah, a hawk in this mountainous area at this peaceful and awe-inspiring." Ralph was certainly elated to find that Jackie could understand him. He finally had someone he could both talk to and translate what he said to others. "Like me to meet your friends?" "Sure, why I'd love to. Are they home?" "Maybe." "You can track their scent, right?" "Okay then, just pick up their scent, and if we get tired, we'll just rest in another lodging." "Boy, I sure do like meeting new people. Sometimes people can give a lot of neat insight and perspective you haven't thought of before. You know, I once met a myrmidon, and we were talking about the concept of making good use of time. I was telling her about how I usually get my tasks done by 12:15 at night. But she told me that she had an effective strategy for getting things done more quickly. She said she always starts a little bit of the next day's work ahead of time so that there's less to do when the time comes, and politely commands her employees to do the same. Ralph nodded in acknowledgement and understanding. He found himself to be under the impression that she was a bit of a motor mouth. "Well, lead the way, my little friend." She set Ralph down, where he promptly proceeded to track the scent of his comrades. As they left the cave, Jackie asked Ralph if there was anything he'd like to share about himself. In turn, he recalled the events that led him to where he is now. On the day he woke up under that tree, that cliff next to a beautiful setting sun, due to the conversation between a certain mermaid and Cecilia. For the first time, he decided to share a deeper past that really revealed what set him apart from other wolf snails. You see, Ralph may have been a carnivorous snail, but his demeanor was unique. Unlike other carnivorous and omnivorous pulmonates, Ralph did not like to hunt herbivorous gastropods. And he was often mocked and ridiculed for this, so he left in search of new territory. Hopefully territory that would be more, well, somewhat open to the idea of traditional change, at least to some extent. Ralph turned his eye stalks toward Jackie to see her reaction to what he revealed about his past. Leaning in with wide, curious eyes. "Wow, Ralph, that's really something. I can't believe you faced all that just because you didn't want to be the typical carnivorous snail. It takes guts to be different, but hey, that's what makes you unique. So, where do you think your friends are? Did they go on an adventure without you?" She bounced slightly, excitement gleaming in her eye stalks as she followed Ralph closely. Ralph informed her that he just decided to go for a nice walk, or undulation. His friends know that he's independent, so they just leave him to do whatever he wants. And the same goes for the other gastropod friends they know, though Ralph does tend to walk the most out of them all. Raising an eyelid playfully, she flashed a smile. "Independent, huh? I like that. It must be exciting to explore on your own, even if your friends don't always join you. Hey, just think of all the unexpected places we might find if we're following the same trail together." Jackie glanced around, full of curiosity. "I mean, who knows what we might discover? You think your friends are up to something fun right now? Then won't even know what they're missing." Ralph agreed happily, nodding his head up and down with cheerful eye stalks. He then glanced up at the sky and thought to ponder her second question. After a moment, he looked back at Jackie and shrugged his eye stalks. He motioned a forward motion with his left eye stalk, telling her that it should find out. Jackie grinned widely and followed Ralph's motion. Great idea, board it is. With piqued curiosity, Jackie began undulating beside Ralph. They can't wait to see your friends' faces when we show up. Going to be surprised. There's nothing like a good entrance, am I right? She looked ahead eagerly, ready for whatever awaited just around the corner. After leaving the mountainous area, Ralph picked up the scent of his friends. He informed Jackie as they came to a dirt path. The path forked into two different directions, with one leading into the woods and the other leading to grassy hills. Jackie advised that it would be wiser to go in the plains where they couldn't get lost or potentially feel uneasy. Ralph agreed with this suggestion. Jackie pointed to the grassy hills with excitement. See? The plains look much friendlier than the dense woods. I mean, who knows what lurks in there? We could easily get lost or even run into creatures that aren't as friendly as us. Glancing back at Ralph, her eye stalks sparkled with enthusiasm. Plus, the added bonus of wide open spaces means we can spot your friends from a distance. What do you say? I have an adventure into nice views along the way. As she began moving toward the grassy hills, she encouraged Ralph to follow. Shall we venture into the grassy hills? Ralph stared at the grassy plains for a moment. After a few seconds, he cheerfully nodded yes. Jackie grinned widely. Yay, I knew you'd be up for it. She bounced a little, feeling excited, and started moving toward the grassy hills, her energy infectious. Just imagine the adventures waiting for us out there. We might even find some hidden treasures and meet other friendly gastropods along the way. She paused briefly to glance at Ralph with anticipation. What's the first thing you'd like to do once we're in the plains? Explore for your friend or just soak in the scenery? Ralph reasoned that they could do both at the same time, as it looked as though the hills stretched into the horizon. They could stop and soak in the scenery if a break needed be. Jackie nodded in agreement. That sounds perfect. We can keep our eye stalks filled for your friends while enjoying all the beautiful sights. Plus, if we find a nice spot, we can take a break and just enjoy the view. As they ventured into the hill, Jackie glanced around, taking in the vibrant colors of the hills adorned with wildflowers. Look at all those flowers. You think we could pick some for your friends when we find them? You'll enjoy a little surprise gift. Her eyes lit up with the idea. What do you think, Ralph? A little floral surprise for your pals? Ralph decided it was quite a kind idea, but Jackie would have to carry them. Though a flower is light, it's too long for Ralph to carry even just one. Well, that's fair, remarked Jackie, laughing lightly. I can definitely carry them for you. I'll be your flower courier. As they moved further into the plains, Jackie began picking a few flowers along the way, careful not to damage them. Beaming with happiness, she was clearly enjoying the role. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? She held up a vibrant flower to Ralph's eye stalks. Its color is bright against the green backdrop. I bet your friends will love these. Jackie carefully placed the flowers in a little spot on her mantle, creating a makeshift bouquet. I bet your friends will love these. So, you remember where your friends might be hanging out? Or should we just keep following the scent trail? Ralph informed that because they chose the grassy hills, he no longer had the scent. But it doesn't matter to him all that much. Sit there enjoying themselves. It's a great attitude to have, said Jackie, smiling brightly. Sometimes the journey itself is more fun than the destination. Plus, for finding these beautiful flowers together. He picked another vibrant flower, adding it to her bouquet, her excitement palpable. Let's just keep an eye out for anything familiar. I bet we'll either spot your friend or discover something really cool along the way. As they continued to venture through the hills, Jackie suddenly paused, her eyes widening. Oh, look over there. Is that a little pond? We should definitely check it out. It might be a perfect spot to rest and enjoy the view. Ralph, looking at the pond, agreed, seeing how tranquil the scenery looked. Soon Jackie and Ralph were sitting beside the pond, staring up at the clouds. Jackie soon became busy debating what each cloud resembled. She pointed at a fluffy cloud. That one looks just like a giant marshmallow. Can you see it, Ralph? If only we could jump up there and take a bite. She giggled, her eyes sparkling with imagination. She pointed to another cloud, and that one looks like a little dragon, don't you think? With those pointy bits, what do you see in the clouds? She leaned close to Ralph, eager to hear his thoughts, while taking in the surrounding calmness of the pond. The gentle breeze rustled the flowers around them, contributing to the peaceful atmosphere. This made cloud shapes a little game. Whoever spots something first gets to pick a flower from my bouquet. Ralph wanted nothing more than to just sit and enjoy himself, but he realized that this wasn't going to happen with Jackie's enthusiastic nature. They didn't want to disappoint a new ally. Reluctantly, he partook in the game, not before reminding Jackie that he could not carry any flowers. Jackie nodded understandingly. "Oh, of course, I won't make you carry any flowers. I'll just collect more for you." "Okay then, let's see who spots the next cloud shape first. I'll start. That one over there looks like a giant snoozing puppy." Giggling again, she glanced at Ralph. "All right, Ralph, your turn. What do you see? Remember, just relax and have fun with it." The sky seemed to stretch infinitely above, the clouds drifting lazily, creating a perfect backdrop for the moment of camaraderie. Ralph concentrated on the clouds. Most of them looked like varying sizes of cotton balls, but there was one that stood out. Ralph could almost be certain it resembled a ghost. Upon telling Jackie, she noticed that it was moving a bit quickly in every direction. She found this debatable, which is understandable when it comes to comprehending a ghost. But for Jackie, debating something was pretty much an ordinary occurrence. Jackie stretched out her eye sockets upward. "A ghost, huh? That's a good one. It does look a bit spooky, doesn't it?" Squinting at the cloud, their eyelids furrowed and thought, "But why is it moving so quickly? Clouds are usually all floaty and slow, right?" Even the cloud drank an energy drink. She chuckled jokingly, clearly enjoying the debate. "Do you think makes a ghost energetic, Ralph? Does it drink caffeinated ectoplasm? Or maybe it gets energetic when meeting new people due to the excitement of finally not being lonesome?" Though Ralph felt that Jackie's demeanor was a bit on the overwhelming side, at the same time, her enthusiasm and analytical nature was infectious, and the playful, thought-provoking question added to the spirit of the moment. And he too found it intriguing to wonder whether or not, in this spirit of the moment, there was truly a spirit at the moment, hovering above them. "Let's simplify it, Ralph. If you were a ghost, would you be slow gliding one, or a fast bouncing one? And don't forget, you can be a ghost that carries flowers. Or you can't be a ghost that carries flowers." Ralph decided that it depended on the personality of the ghost, but he figured it would be possible for a ghost to fly quickly if it wanted, especially since his body would defy physical boundaries. He didn't find it reasonable for a cloud to move so quickly. Suggested that they follow it. It was intriguing and was in the direction of where they were headed anyhow. If they found Ralph's friends, they could give their thoughts as well. Not to mention, if they didn't leave, Jackie may never stop thinking of new things to ask. They may not get much of anywhere. "Oh, that's a brilliant idea, Ralph. Following a fast-swooping ghost cloud sounds like the perfect adventure." Jackie jumped to her foot. Who knows where it might lead us? Maybe it's trying to guide us somewhere or show us something incredible. If we find dear friends along the way, we can all debate whether or not it's possible for clouds to move quickly like this. As Jackie and Ralph again pursued a ghost-like cloud, the landscape slowly transformed into a beautiful field, filled with more colorful flowers and the sound of cheerful bird songs. "Do you hear that? I think those bird calls are coming from somewhere nearby, which means those birds are resting on some nearby trees or structures. You bet your friends really are around." Ralph could hear the sounds of the birds, and suddenly he could see a small, quaint little house in the distance. Who lived there? Was this the home of the alleged ghosts? Could his friends currently be there? Jackie squinted her eyes, extended her stalks toward the house. "Wow, look at that! Cute little house, huh? Wonder who lives there. You think it's the yet-to-be-determined ghost house? Maybe your friends are inside." She traveled a few steps forward, her intrigued peak. "What do you think, Ralph? Should we approach and see if anyone's home? There could be a friendly fellow gastropod, or perhaps a hemo-left-hungry hooligan." She glanced at Ralph eagerly. "It's very unlikely, though, so don't worry. If it's not your friends, we could always ask the owner if they've seen them. Plus, the little house looks inviting enough. Are you ready to check it out?" Ralph concurred. The two of them started off towards the house, in pursuit of the ghostly clown. Walking alongside Ralph, Jackie encouraged an optimistic outlook. "I can't wait to say who lives here. I have a good feeling about this place." As both approached the quaint little house, Ralph noticed its colorful decorations, tiny flowers painted on the walls, and a welcoming garden filled with more blooms. Door slightly ajar, swaying gently with the breeze. "Looks like someone's home. Should we knock or just peek inside?" "Let's just peek inside." She pierced through the door with her extended stalks, trying to catch a glimpse of whoever or whatever it may be inside. "Looks like they have a cozy little setup in there. What do you think we should do first?" Ralph decided they should just wait and see if anyone comes in or out of the house. Then they'll introduce themselves. Immediately after expressing his opinion to Jackie, they were startled to a voice calling out to them from above. "Hi, who might you be? I'm Georgie Girl, a friendly ghost," stated a soft, ethereal voice of a little girl. My new friends and I were just painting my house for fun. Jackie and Ralph looked up to see a cute little ghost hovering right above them, a paintbrush in her right hand. The two of them could not believe their eyes. Jackie had so many questions. Wow, a real ghost. This is amazing, remarked Jackie, eyes wide with astonishment. Hi, Georgie. I'm Jackie, and this is Ralph. We were just curious why we live in this petite house, so we decided to stop by. So cool to meet you. She gestured animatedly, practically bouncing on her mantle as our excitement bubbled over. You're a ghost. That's incredible. What's it like to float around? Can you go anywhere you want? And do you know if Ralph's friends are nearby? Dorothy smiles, her ghostly form shimmering in the sunlight. Nice to meet you, Jackie and Ralph. I love it here. I can float anywhere, but I mostly like to watch over this place. Your friends. I haven't seen any snails or slugs around for a while. Expression shifts to a thoughtful look. You're welcome to stay. I bet we can find them together. There are plenty of fun spots nearby. Oh, and, one question at a time next time. Okay, Jackie looked at Ralph to see what he wanted to do. Jackie smiled and turned back to Georgie. Ralph thinks his friends are inside. May we come inside, Georgie? Why, certainly, Jackie, of course.